In this project, I'm going to show you how to turn an ordinary keyboard into an illuminated keyboard for about $5. This should work with any keyboard. So flip it over and start removing all the screws to the case. Oh, and here's a little tip. You're going to have a bunch of screws left over, so I just use a magnet to scoop them all up and hold them in place. Now once you've got that open, you're going to look for the small circuit board and remove the 2 screws so we can access the other side of it. We're going to be using the LED that goes to the scroll lock key because that's pretty much a useless key. Now, if you don't have one, you could also use your num lock key. We're going to desolder the LED that goes to the scroll lock and remove the LED and hang on to it. Put it in your parts bin because it's a perfectly good LED. Now you're going to need 2 lengths of telephone wire. This should be solid core wire. You'll need 2 pieces about 16 inches long just to be on the safe side. Remove 2 of the wires. I chose to remove the red one and the black one for this project. Then by following the polarity markings for the LED on the circuit board, we're going to wire 2 reds and 2 black wires into each hole from the LED connection. Now we need to drill 2 small holes in the keyboard top, one about to the end of the main keys and one all the way in the other corner. Screw the circuit board back in place, then run a red and black wire through each of the 2 holes you just drilled. Now reassemble your keyboard case. I had a few different colors of heat shrink tubing, so I'm going to choose the red, and after twisting the wires together, you're going to place the heat shrink tubing down over the 2 wires. This just makes the finished product look a little cleaner. And now your light source. I'm using 2 5mm high brightness white LEDs. After stripping the 2 wires at the very end of your heat shrink tubing, we're going to solder on our LEDs. I added a small strip of electrical tape to keep the connections apart and to cover them up. And this is what your finished illuminated keyboard should look like. And now, let there be light. You can bend the wires and point the LEDs exactly where you need them. There's your illuminated keyboard hack.